All right, so we are gonna make some basic chicken. I have some boneless thighs here. Boneless and skinless chicken thighs. And I'm just going to bake them in the oven for an easy dinner. So I am going to line my cookie sheet. I have a silicone pad here. I am going to add a little bit of avocado oil. And we're just going to wipe it in. And then we're going to take our chicken. I am going to lay it out a little bit here. I am going to go ahead and cook this whole pack. That way we'll have leftovers for lunch for the next couple of days. So we'll have dinner tonight and lunch tomorrow and a possible lunch the day after that. But for sure dinner tonight and lunch tomorrow. I'm gonna wash my hands. I'll be right back. All right, so this is just an easy recipe that I do on a regular basis. This is just a very basic. I'm gonna lightly coat each chicken thigh here with a little bit of avocado oil. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of salt. And I'm gonna use some red bean sea salt. And we're just gonna put some on each one. Pretty easy, self-explanatory. All right, then we're gonna do some pepper. I always do paprika. Gives a nice color and a nice flavor. Paprika is like one of my favorites in my spice cabinet. Then I am going to add a little bit of parsley. Just to give it a little bit of color. Okay. And then I'm going to pop this into the oven for, my oven's at 375. Probably for about 20 to 30 minutes, give or take. Some of these are bigger than other pieces. And I'll test them to see when they're done. But we're gonna just have some basic baked chicken. All right, I'm gonna get everything wiped down because I had raw chicken on my counter. My hands have been thoroughly washed. I will wash them again. And we'll move on to the next item for dinner. All right, I am gonna use my Instapot. And I'm going to make some rice. So I am going to make, we call it red rice. I'm going to use a Sazon packet for some seasoning for the rice. So I'm going to do 1 cup of rice. And my seasoning packet. Put that in there. Then I am going to add some water. I am going to give it a stir, get that dissolved and kind of mixed in here. Then I'm going to put it in my Instapot on the rice function and I'll be ready to go. Okay, I have some rolls that I need to use up, so I'm going to slice these in half. And I'm going to make, in a sense, some cheesy bread because I still have some salami. So I'm going to use the salami up and some cheese off this cheese sampler that we have from the holidays. So I'm going to use that and this, and I'm going to make some little cheesy breads. I am going to put a little bit of butter on each one. Very simple. No real recipe for any of these today, because this is just very simple food. So we're going to put a little bit of butter on here. And then I have, let's see, what kind of cheeses do I have here? I have some Munster, some New York cheddar, and some Gouda. So I'm going to take the Gouda and finish that off. And then we're going to take the Munster and probably finish that one off. Put 2 pieces on each. Well, and then we'll just add another little piece. And this one can have that. And the rest of this, I'm going to put into a zippy bag here. And I'm going to put that in the fridge. And somebody can use it on their sandwich. And then now this is done. And I don't have to worry about it anymore. Then I have a little bit of this salami left. Not sure how to open it. There it is. And I'm going to put a few pieces on top of each of these. Probably should have done the other way around. Now I think about it. We'll just fix it. See? Easy peasy. We'll just fix it. Just the pieces for these. Not buzzing. All right. All right, so we're going to take our cheesy breads here that we're making, and I'm going to put them onto a line cookie sheet with a silicone pad, and I'm not greasing it or anything. And I'm going to bake these in the oven because I already have the chicken in the oven. I'll do that the last 10 minutes. It should only take about 7 minutes to do that. And then we'll have some cheesy bread. The rest of the salami is going to go into a baggie, and then the package is done, and then somebody can use it for their sandwiches for the rest of the week. And we'll see it when we're done. Okay, so we have our cooked chicken. We have the rice that I added the Sazon to, so we have some red rice. I cooked up some canned green beans, and we have the cheesy bread with the salami to use that up. I'm serving cottage cheese and some home canned peaches also. So we have the boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and our cheesy bread, and rice, and green beans. So that is our first meal for the Pantry Challenge. Thank you, and that's it. Well, hello there. Today is day 2 of the Pantry Challenge for 2025. And yesterday I made some basic baked chicken, and we have some leftovers here. So I'm going to warm these up and cut them up, and we're going to have a chicken salad. So we're just going to do some leftovers. I still have some of that cheese from leftover from last night. Some salami. I have a tomato and some onion. So I'm just going to chop this up into, this has already been washed. So I'm just going to chop this up and make a salad real quick. Chop off the tops here. Put that in a different bowl. And we're just going to slice this up. So this is just going to be a recipe, a leftover recipe, so leftover makeover of the chicken. Now I cooked it very, very basic because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it for leftovers, if we were just going to eat them. But I wanted them not flavored really weird. So if I wanted to make a salad with it, or we make sandwiches with it, or maybe put it into a casserole or something. But we're just going to do it just like this. Clean up the rest of this little mess here. And then I'm going to take some onion here. And I'm just going to slice it up a little bit. Take out that part. Pretty easy. I don't really have a recipe for this because it's just meat and salad. So make whatever kind of salad. If you have some leftover meat, you can easily make a dinner. Or it'd be a good lunch too. But we're just going to do this for dinner. And we're okay with the big pieces. Trying to use up that onion. And then we have some tomato. Cut out the core. So whatever vegetable that you want to put into your salad, whatever you have in your fridge. I could get some carrots out and put that in, but I'm not going to. We're just going to do this tomato because that needs to be used. And the onion that needed to be used up. And then you can just serve it with whatever salad dressing you want. You could do Caesar, ranch, Italian, Thousand Island, Catalina, French, a vinaigrette. You could do a vinaigrette. I clean the seeds up. Then we take the cheese that's left over from last night, because I made that cheesy bread. So we're going to slice this up and just add that to the salad. Just chop them up into little bits. And we're going to throw that in. And I have a little bit of this salami that I just want to kind of get used up and out of the fridge. So we're just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to slice him into little pieces and throw him in the bowl. Because it's not that hard, not that difficult. That way it's used up, doesn't get forgotten, get lost in the drawer or on the shelf in the fridge. Throw that in there. You could even do this for a pasta salad. That'd be really good too. All right, let me go get that chicken and I'll be right back. All right, so the chicken is warmed up. So I'm just gonna slice it. There we go. So I'm just gonna slice it up. And this is the boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Again, I made these yesterday. So they do have a little bit of flavor, but nothing overpowering. So it will work perfect for this. And I'm just gonna chunk it up a little bit. And probably speed through this. Alright, so I'm just going to add this to the salad. Now you could do it onto the plate individually if you so choose to, but I'm just going to add it to the salad. Pretty easy. So this meal can be made in less than 10 minutes if you already have the chicken done. Say maybe you have canned chicken and you can just open a can of chicken and chop your vegetables and boom, you can have a chicken salad. All right. I did add a little bit of the spring mix that I had in my fridge that had spinach and some of the different lettuces and so forth. Let me get this cleaned up and get it plated and give you a show of what we're going to do. Okay, so here is our day 2 of the pantry challenge for 2025. So I used the leftover chicken that I made last night. I had a little bit of salad and some things that I needed to use up that were in my fridge. I did cut a tortilla in half and buttered it, so we have a little bit of a bread to eat with that. And then all you need to do is put your favorite salad dressing on it and boom, a chicken salad. Easy, leftover makeover. And you can make it all within less than 10 minutes. Cooked chicken and salad. All right, we'll see you tomorrow for day 3. Bye. All right, and so the recipe of the Pinto Beans Con Carne is in the Better Homes and Gardens Crockery Cooker Cookbook. And the recipe will either be typed down below or a link to the blog to get the recipe. Okay, so we have our beans that I took out of the fridge. So these are cooked pinto beans. And I'm going to do the recipe Pintos Con Carne. It is a crock pot recipe, so I do have my crock pot over here. I pre-cooked my beans, so I'm going to skip the first part of the recipe. But I do need 2 cups of cooked beans. So I'm going to measure out 2 cups, give or take. And I'm going to stick these off to the side. I'm going to pull in my crock pot here. And I need 1 pound of ground beef. I'm going to use some canned ground beef that I've done up. So I'm going to get that open. And I'll pop that right in here. So I'm skipping the step of cooking the ground beef. Mine's already cooked. And then it says stir in the beans. So I have 2 cups of cooked beans. That's going to go right in there. Then I need a can of tomato sauce. I'm going to use some canned sauce that I done. Get that open. We're going to pop that in there. Then it calls for a ½ cup of chopped onion. So I have some onion that I chopped up. This is about 1/4 of an onion, give or take. Put that in there. Then it does call for a tablespoon of chili powder. So I'm just going to use my heart, really. I'm just going to add a little bit of chili powder. And then I'll taste it and add more to it as needed. I'm assuming I will need to add some salt. But let me yeah. So we're going to give this a stir. Now, I personally would add some like green pepper to this or some celery to this, but we're going to kind of follow the recipe. I'm going to put this in my crock pot. Now, everything that I have is cooked. My beans are cooked. My beef is cooked. So I'm going to just put it in the crock pot on low and let it cook for probably, you know, maybe 3 hours or so, get up to temperature, and then people can eat it from there. So this is Pintos Con Carne using some of the cooked pinto beans that we did up. Alrighty, so our Pinto Beans Con Carne, that is a crock pot recipe. This is what it's going to look like. I did add a little bit of cheese for a garnish. And I'm going to serve it with some saltine crackers. So we have Pinto Bean Con Carne. All right, so I did taste it. I would add, let's see. It would be really good if you added some green pepper to it or some celery. But it tastes really, really good by itself. You do not need to add any salt or pepper, really. But it's really, really good on its own. This is a beautiful recipe. It's very, very simple ingredients. Well, I hope you enjoy and can use some of these pinto bean recipes. Well, thank you for joining me for this first few days of the Pantry Challenge of 2025. So day 1, we did chicken. Day 2, we did a leftover and made a chicken salad. And day 3, we did the Pintos Con Carne. I want to thank you for joining me today. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.